All right. Hey, legends. Fraser Brooks here, coming to you live today from Dubai. Hope you are doing absolutely incredible. If you're watching on the YouTube or Facebook, big hello to you. And if you're watching on Instagram, hey to you too. So, Tuesday Night Lives. The reason how I built my entire brand, and I've decided to bring them back for the next few weeks at least to see how we get on, where I kind of come on here live every single Tuesday at this sort of time. What's 10 p.m. Dubai time, 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the idea is for me to give you like a mini masterclass, a mini, I don't know, way for you to build your business. And here's the thing, we're going to keep it super duper simple, because the reality is network marketing is a simple business, right? You got to do the basics better more often. And the person who learns the basics, does the basics, learns the basics, does the basics, is the person who is going to win. And today we're going to talk about how to build your business fast, F-A-S-T. So I'm going to get into it. But again, I want to reiterate that network marketing is a very simple business, but we tend to complicate it in our mindset and in our environment. We overcomplicate network marketing as a business model. We overcomplicate what we think about the business model. We overcomplicate what people tell us about the business model. Network marketing works 100% of the time for 100% of people who give it the time. The question I've got for you is number one, are you giving it the time? 2, are you letting people decide your future? And 3, are you just going to ignore it all and get it done? All right? Because that's the reality that most people face. There's obstacles in the way. And if you just dedicate 1 solid year to network marketing, you will move the needle enough in your business to make a massive difference. Too many people, though, they start, they stop. They start, they stop. They start, they stop. Now, here's what I want you to really understand here. The idea is that we're going to sing the same song together. Because when we sing the same song, you learn the words. And when you sing it over and over and over again, you get good at singing the words. And when the person to your left of you knows the words, and the person to the right of you knows your words, it sounds like you are in a choir, or you're in a band, or you're in a symphony, or a philharmonic, or whatever it might be. Okay? So very important. Otherwise, you all sing different songs and it's complicated. And the majority of people go slow in this business because they're so obsessed with the how, and they don't think about the who. Now on Instagram, I apologize to you guys. It's going to be flipped around, right? But most people focus on how. Instead, you need to focus on who. Very important. And if you haven't seen my recent Instagram reel, you will also have already kind of discovered that, because I talk about it in that reel, in that like 45-second video, which is nice, which is cool. And I'm going to be doing more videos as we go on through all the rest of 2025, because 2025 starts now, right? When everyone else starts on the 1st of January, 5th of January, 10th of January after their New Year hangover, you've already got started in your 2 months past where they already are. Okay. So, we got to focus on the who. Who has got the results that you want? Who has got the success that you want? So again, I'm going to teach you the apps. And before I start, I just want to kind of share with you a visual representation of what I believe you need to be doing today in network marketing. And I would love for you to let me know in the chat, how long have you been involved in network marketing for? Because there are 2 ways of building your business in network marketing. And again, I would love to see in the comments how long you've been involved in network marketing for. But there's 2 ways. There is online. In fact, let's go online. Let's go on. And there is offline. Okay, so online is using social media. We got Stephanie says 31 years, 17 years, 1 year, 1 year. All right, how about you guys on Facebook? Right, we got 25 years, 8 years, 10 years, 7 years, 1 year, 3 weeks, 2 years, 7 years. I love it, right? So there's 2 ways. There's online and offline. Now, online is fast. Offline is slow. However, only building online is weak, but building offline is strong. And someone recently messaged me and said, hey, Fraser, like, is it just me or has network marketing changed a lot? And I said to him, no, network marketing hasn't changed that much, but what people are doing inside of it has completely changed. Before COVID, people were doing more offline stuff, and now, during COVID, they did no offline stuff, and now hardly anyone is doing offline stuff. But the people who are doing the basics and the offline stuff, they're starting to really crank. They're starting to absolutely crush it. So the idea is to be in a sweet spot is when you speak to people online and have conversations online and do presentations online, but you bring your online team together and you meet offline at events. We need to do more events. There's not enough events happening in network marketing. It's ridiculous. And then you build a strong business. Let me know in the chat, who wants a fast and strong business? Or do you guys want a fast and slow business, or a fast and weak business? Or do you want a slow and weak business? I'm going to guess for you, you want a fast and strong business. So we have to do the online and the offline. We have to do both. It's now not a matter of one or the other. We have to do both. The people who do both, mark my words, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's the people who do both are the ones who are going to win. So what can you do? You've already got to establish this. What can you do in 2025 regarding events that you didn't do already this year? So can you do your own team event? Oh my God, what do I need? It could be a barbecue. It could go bowling with 4 of your team members. It could be getting people round to the house or the local Starbucks to do some, co-working. It could be getting the team round to do a power hour. It could be that you're going to do more one-to-one meetings with the people that you meet in your local area. Whatever it is, make sure that you do more events in 2025 than you did in 2024. All right, can we make that commitment? Ciao, Sandro. Right, so let's do it. Okay, so we want fast and strong. Who wants fast and strong? You want fast and strong. So let's move fast. F. And again, for my friends on Instagram here, the F is going to look completely different because it's back to front. For my friends on Facebook and YouTube, then it should look all right. So what does the F represent? Remember, we're singing the song, the basic song. We need to have those basics in place to be able to move fast. If we don't have a basic step-by-step repeatable process, it will not move fast. And here's what I love about businesses that move fast and scale. Simple scales, fancy fails. Right? If you're making notes, write it down. Simple scales, fancy fails. You don't have to have a fancy, complicated business to make millions of dollars. But people start to think, like, surely I can't make $1 million a year working from home. Surely I have to come up with a complicated system to make that happen. No, you don't. Simple scales, fancy fails. So, step 1, we need to find people. Now, in today's world, you can be found. So you got to find or be found. You got to find people or you got to be found. So you find people by going onto social media, right? By running advertisements, for example, or you be found through attraction marketing. Now, let me just give you a little heads up. 95% of you, sorry, that's wrong. The majority of you, in fact, all of you, haven't spoken to 95% of the people who follow you on Instagram or who add you as a friend on Facebook. You haven't spoken to 90. So if you have 1,000 followers, there's 950 people you've not spoken to about the business or product yet. If you have 10,000 followers, there's 9,500 people there or thereabouts who have no idea about the business, or they have an idea, but you've not told your version of the story yet. So they've got their own kind of idea about what it is that you do, but they haven't heard it from the horse's mouth. All right? So it's time to go through your Facebook friends list or through your Instagram followers list and start to connect with these people. So we find people. Remember, when your list has no limit, because it keeps growing, your business has no limit. And when your business has no limit, your income has no limit. And when your income has no limit, your freedom has no limit. And when your freedom has no limit, your legacy has no limit. Who wants a no limit business? Who wants an unlimited business? I don't know about you guys, but that is the most exciting thing. It's the most exciting thing. One of my biggest fears, and it's a weird one, is that someone comes up to me on the 1st of January. I've just woken up. I don't drink alcohol, so I wouldn't have a sore head. But like, I've just woken up and they whisper in my ear, "Hey, Fraser, you're going to make $52,000 this month, or you're going to make $52,000 in 2025. The number is irrelevant. The idea of me being told what I will earn in the year is a trap. Why? Because I want to wake up at the beginning of the week and go, I'm going to break records this week. I want to wake up on the 1st of December and go, I am going to set a record for myself that no one else in my family, no one else in my friendship group will have an idea of how ridiculous that is. I'm going to set a record in 2025 that I'm going to smash in 2026. I don't want someone to put me like, hey, that's how much you're going to make. Screw that. Network marketing is a business that has no limits if you grow your list. So we have to find people every single day, or we've got to be found by people every single day. Next week, I'll talk more about that part of the process, but I have to start singing the song that we're going to sing over and over and over again. Okay, the A. Once we find people, we've got to ask questions. One of my favorite books, Questions Are the Answers. The better questions you ask, the better answers you get. Start asking questions. But it's weird asking people questions, Fraser. It's weird speaking to strangers on social media, Fraser. Yes, it is. It is weird. And guess what? The amount of money that some of you have the potential to make is also weird. Go and ring or contact or write a letter and send it by pigeon to your company's CFO and say, hey, do you think there's any weird incomes being made in this business? They're going to say, hell yeah. Some of the checks that I've written are absolutely ridiculous. There are heart surgeons and brain surgeons all over the world who aren't even close of an annual income to some of the checks that we're sending in monthly. But you're like, oh no, it's weird. Choose your weird. Do the weird work to get the weird paycheck, or don't do the weird work and settle for a paycheck that everyone else has got. Most people aren't prepared to do the work, and therefore most people have the least things. Instead, be a least people who has most things. Do what most aren't prepared to do to get what everyone else wants. Are you guys tracking? Are you guys following so far? Ask questions. Ask people if they're open. Ask people if they know of people who are open. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, you'll never know. Capiche? All right, cool. The S. When you find people every day, you grow your list every day, and you ask people questions to build a relationship or to see if they're open, then you've got to show. You've got to show the plan. You've got to show the plan. You've got to show the people. You've got to show the product. You've got to show the process. Right? This is what you got to show. The product, the plan, the process, the people, the 4 Ps, right? If you want to kind of do it like this instead. This is what we need to show. And we need to show these 4 Ps to the prospect. We need to show these 4 Ps to the prospect. But just because someone says they're open doesn't make them a prospect. Isn't it crazy? Just because someone is open doesn't make them a prospect. So I say to Louisa, hey Louisa, my friend from Colombia, right? I say to Louisa, I go, hey Louisa, just curious, would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing way to make money on social media? No worries if not. I just thought I would ask. And Louisa says, yeah, go on then. She could be a suspect or she could be a prospect. Now, a suspect is someone who is curious. A prospect is someone who is serious. I'm looking for serious people. I'm looking for prospects. So instead of me going, okay, here's a link, thinking it's a numbers game, I'm going to get the links out to as many people as possible. I don't care if they're the right fit or not. I just got to get the numbers out there. And then guess what the suspects do? Guess what? Some of you guys might have had this happen to you before. They ghost you. Oh, they ghost you. It's the worst. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Be honest. Have you got ghosted? Have you been ghosted when you send a message and then you go to follow up and they've blocked you? Or they read the message and they don't reply? Or the dots start dancing as they type and they don't respond? Yeah, I know. I know. It happens all the time. That's because you're speaking to suspects. And this is what it's like. Jim Rohn was a legend at this. But I believe that leaders are seeders. Leaders are seeders. You have to plant seeds. But when you ask if someone is open and they say, yes, I'm open, that is you planting seeds on the ground. And then you come back the next day to water them, to nurture them, and the birds are missing. Why? Sorry, and the seeds are missing. Why? As Jim Rohn would say, the birds got them. It was the birds, right? The birds got them. Why? Because you did not dig a hole to protect your seed. Leaders are seeders, okay? So instead of planting them on the surface, we look to dig a hole and plant them underneath. We look to dig a hole and plant them underneath. I'll tell you how you do that in a minute. But remember, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. The deeper the root, the sweeter the fruit, okay? We have to really understand this. We have to really understand this. So, how do we dig holes to bury our seeds, to protect them? When someone says, yes, I'm open, yes, I'm interested, take a few moments to ask a question. Why? Why would you like to make money online? What would it look like to make an extra few $100s a month online? Have you ever done anything to make extra money online before? What's got you interested about making money online? By asking a very simple question, you can determine if someone is a suspect or a prospect. And then maybe once they've answered 2 or 3 of those questions, and it's going to feel so painful. It's like, oh no. It feels so awkward and it's so slow, but the harder you qualify, the easier the close. The harder you qualify, the easier the close. Now, once you've determined that they're a prospect, show them the product. Show them the people involved. Show them the plan to make money. Show them the process. Show them show them the 4 Ps to power in network marketing. Okay? If you want a 5th P, proof, right? Which is usually all of this. Proof of the product, proof of the plan, proof of the people, proof of the process. Ta-da! You glad you jumped on, guys? I'm super glad I started doing these again. All right, and the T, to move fast, F-A-S-T, is one of 2 things. Number 1, you can teach the same to your team, right? So what do you teach your team? Hey, this is how you find people. This is what you ask them. This is what you show them. And this is how you teach the rest of your team to do the same. That's how you move fast. But the second part of this, and you are going to hate this. Woo, I know. You are going to hate what I'm about to say right now. You're going to dislike it so much that you're probably going to jump off the live. You got to track what you do. I know. I did warn you. Tracking. I hate tracking. It makes me feel absolutely sick. It's revolting. It's the worst thing ever. For you green personalities, you're like, yes, tracking. But you've got no one to track because you're not speaking to anyone, because you're overthinking it. For my red personality friends, you're like, no, I just want to make money. For my blue personality friends who just love to have a good time, you're thinking, oh no. Oh, why did I come on this live? I knew this was going to happen and now I'm overwhelmed. I just want to have a good time. For my yellows, you're thinking, no, people are people. They're not numbers. We don't want to make numbers out of them. I get it. But track how many people have you got on your list? 100. How many people did you ask if they're open? 20. How many people of the 20 did you do a presentation to? 5. And how many of those 5 ended up becoming a customer or a team member? 1. Why do you need to track? Because if you tell me that you've done a lot or you don't know what you've done, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. If I go to Apple or I go to a restaurant or I go to a bank and say, hey, how much money did you make today? And you say, as the owner, I don't know. or a lot. There's no confidence there. Zero. Because if you can show me your numbers, I can show you an idea of your future. If you say to me, when I ask 20 people if they're open, I get one team member or I get one customer, this is just an example, then I can share with you, okay, well, what's the goal for next month? I want to recruit 5 people. Okay, then we need to ask the question to 100 people. Because if you want to move fast, you've got to find people every day. You've got to ask them questions. You've got to show the process, the plan, the people, the product. And you've got to track your numbers, because when you're activity focused instead of result focused, you will win. And the reality is, guys, network marketing is super simple. It's action multiplied by skills equals results. When you do a lot of the work and you have the skills, you will get a lot of results. But if you do a lot of work with no skills, the results will be small. If you have all the skills in the world and you do no action, the results will be 0. So you've got to increase your activity and your skills, but the reality is you learn the basics, you do the basics, you learn the basics, you do the basics, you learn the basics, you do the basics. Sing the same song over and over and over again so the person to your left knows the basics and the person to your right knows the basics, so that everyone can teach everyone. Everyone can share their story to everyone. Everyone can have a success story that they can tell everyone. Okay? The process, the plan, the people, the product. Those are the 4 Ps for those of you who are asking in the chat. Now, before I go, 2 things. Next week, right? Next week, we are going to do this again. And don't worry, I'm not going to teach the exact same thing. It will be on one of these topics. We'll go deeper on one of these topics next week. So mark your calendars. If you're someone who got value tonight and you want to just tune in for a 20-minute session every single week for free, never charge for Tuesday Night Lives. I don't have OnlyFans or anything like that, right? Just put it in your Google Calendar, all right? So 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Central European time, 1 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Put it in your diary. Tell your teams, because I would love to see the 121 people back here on Instagram next week, or the 132 people who are on Facebook and YouTube. I would love to see you guys next week. Who's committed to coming next week? I'm curious to know. And as you're letting me know that you are committed, real quick, if you haven't already done so, make sure you go to fraserbrooks.com/secrets. All right? fraserbrooks.com/secrets. Why? Because on the 8th, 9th, and 10th, for an hour and a half each day, I am going step by step into the basic fundamentals to use social media to build your business. And if you think you know what they are, then my question to you is, why aren't you a 6 or 7-figure income earner yet? Because a lot of you are doing pointless, wasteless, timeless, overwhelming, frustrating stuff on social media that you do not have to do. So if you haven't already got your ticket, go to fraserbrooks.com/secrets. If you're on Instagram, you can type the word secrets, right? SECRETS. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you're on YouTube, after I've uploaded this, you'll be able to click the link in the description. If you are on Facebook, then go to fraserbrooks.com/secrets. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Feel free to share this this video on YouTube, or this video I'll post onto Instagram now with the rest of your friends. Thank you so much for being here. I am so happy that the Tuesday Night Lives are back. All right, big kisses to you all, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, ciao for now. Bye-bye.